Hello and Assalamu alaikum students. I'm your social studies teacher, Ms. Sayyida Rakshana Zaira. Today we are going to start off with our new geography chapter, that is Industries in Pakistan, on your page number 89 of your textbook, Social Studies for Today, book 7. Now let's start. So before starting this chapter, I would like to give an overview over all this session. That first of all, we are going to watch a PPT, a PowerPoint presentation, in which we are going to see about what is an industry, what are industrial system, what is an industrial system. Then we are going to see the examples of industrial system. Okay. Then after that, you will be having assessment. You would say that assignment or your copy work. You are going to do that work in your copies. For example, fill in the blanks are given in one of the slides of this PPT, and one of the slides of the PPT you'll be having your CRQs, that means question answers, constructed response questions. Okay, so I'll be explaining about those also, and in the last slide you will be having links of 2 videos related to industries that will help you understand more about industry. So let's start off with our PowerPoint presentation. So students, what is an industry? Let me share with you people. What is an industry? Industry is a word used to describe everything associated with the production of goods and services. Goods are items that you buy, such as food, clothing, toys, furniture, and toothpaste. What are services? Services are actions such as haircuts, medical checkups, meal delivery, car repair, and teaching. Goods are tangible objects that satisfy people wants. Okay, G. Now look at the example of goods and services. Good is a car is a good, and a car wash is a service. Now see, all these actually being done through a system or through a process known as an industrial system. Industrial system consists of 3 processes. You would say 3 factors. Number 1, inputs, processes, and outputs. Inputs can be raw material, and some other inputs are also there. And inside the factory, many processes are occurred. Okay, and then at the end we obtain the manufactured good, or we would say it as an output. Now look at here, an industrial system consists of inputs, processes, and outputs that we have just read in the previous slide. Now look at the input. Inputs can be raw materials, labor, that means manpower, costs of land, transport, power, and other infrastructure. What are processes? All the activities that convert raw material into finished product. Now, in the next slide, we are going to learn about the definition also, that what are raw material and finished product. Outputs are the final or the finished product that we obtain at the end of all the processes. Now, students, see, what are raw materials? Raw materials are obtained from nature. They are the natural things that we obtained from natural or in their natural form. For example, students, I have given you an example of Lay's chips. For Lay's chips or the factory of Lay's chips, what would be the raw material? Potato chips would be the potato. Potato would be the raw material, the raw potato that we obtain from the plant. Then inputs, again, for the factory of the Lay's chips, all the oil that has been used, salt, potatoes, flavors, all the things that they use to make potato, that we would call as an input. What are processes? Processes are procedures involving chemical, physical, electrical, or mechanical steps to aid in the manufacturing of an item. For example, again, we'll take the example of Lay's potato chips, that is cutting, peeling of potatoes, frying, packing, supply to the customers, everything that includes all the processes are included as processes. Then output. What are the outputs of the finished product? The Lay's chips packets. After all the processes and all the inputs, you obtained the final product, that is the packet of Lay's chips. Okay. Now see this diagram. This explains what are different inputs. See, inputs can be the government grants, the money provided by the government, raw materials, energy, power supply, labor, manpower, capital, money. All these things are your inputs that you used in the industry or factory. Then after all these, the people done the work by their hands, and also sometimes they use machinery. Machinery can also be used and work can be done by hand. But what is the work that has been done? See, heating, adding chemicals, and water mixing with other products. All these can be the processes. Now look at here the outputs. Outputs are the goods that we sell to the people, that we sell to other companies, and also that we sell to the market. Now students, look at this an example of an industrial system. Here you can see it's a raw cotton. Raw cotton means raw form of cotton that we obtain from nature. This form of cotton is obtained from the cotton plant. So this is the raw material for any textile industry. So after taking this raw material as an input, this raw material, this cotton turns into thread inside the industry. This thread turns into cloth, and the finished product or the output that we obtain is shirt. Now this is your assignment or your copy work. You are going to do it in your copy. Okay. See, this is again another slide in which you are going to do your CRQs, or you are going to see the question number 1 is define these terms. What is an industrial system? You are going to make flow charts using 2 examples. One has done for you. See, wood is the raw material, cutting, nailing, hammering, polishing, etc. These all are processes, and output is table. You are going to give 2 examples like this, and you can use any raw material instead of wood. Then third question is, in a textile industry, if cotton is not available, do you think industry will work? Okay, these are your CRQs. Now, see, this is an example of copy work. In the previous year's copy work, you can take help from here. See, you are going to write a question with the black pen in your copy and then answer with the blue pen. See, define industry, the place where the student has given the answer that it's a place where production of goods and commodities takes place. Now, I have shared 2 video links for you students. You are going to see these videos after doing your assessment. Okay.